Hello guys, I'm going to do a video today. It's going to be a very depressing video um, today, but I wanted to get this off my chest. So, um, video today is about why I think most people aren't very nice. Um, so this all started in August 2022 when I watched a video of some teenage girls pouring bottles of milk on a shop floor. They were vegan activists who were protesting about cruelty in the dairy industry. There were quite a few comments on that video of people who said they should be kicked, and there were a lot of likes on the comments that said they should be kicked. A shopkeeper commented on the video saying that if they did that in his shop, he would have beaten them up and screw the consequences. I was shocked that so many people wanted them to be kicked for doing something so minor. I've read online articles where people have done much worse things, yet there wasn't all these angry comments saying they should be kicked. I did not agree with this at all. While I certainly thought it was wrong, I do not think they should have been kicked. Not that they were kicked, it was just people on the video saying they should be have been kicked, maybe about the police or something. Instead, I think they should have been made to pay for the milk they stole and made to clean up the mess. I think that would be a just punishment. However, when I said this in the comments, someone said that I was being soft on crime. I was depressed after this and felt that a lot of people weren't very nice and got angry way too easily. I thought, what other situations would most people want someone to be kicked, but I wouldn't? And yeah, I mean, if they'd done something really terrible, then I could understand people wanting them to be kicked, and I'd probably agree with them as well. But for something this minor, I was quite shocked by this, especially in a country where kicking people isn't part of the justice system. And while I don't agree with what they're doing, I'm not a vegan activist by any stretch of the imagination. But while I disagree with what they're doing, I think them being kicked will be over the top. When I told my mother about this, she agreed with me that it would be over the top, and people getting overly angry about this, and that she couldn't understand why people were getting so angry about it. I couldn't either, especially there's so much worse things going on. And as the saying goes, don't cry over spilt milk. I think they were arrested. Whether they were charged with anything or not, I don't know. But I think maybe considering it's such a minor offence. I mean, all they could really be charged for was shoplifting, I suppose. They didn't pay for the milk, and that's about it, really, because they poured the milk on a hard floor. Someone said in the comments they should be charged for damage to property, but the thing is, they poured milk on a hard floor, so it's not going to damage the floor. So it would just need mopping up. So at most, they've they've stole a few pounds worth of milk and maybe um, wasted the janitor's time. That's it really. So I think it would be fair if they were just made to clean up the milk they stole, and maybe just let off with a caution from the police. But anyway, that's my opinion on that. Now, I also came across other things which depressed me. So there was a Daily Mail article about a teenage boy who was riding on the outside of the back of the bus. There was a picture of him clinging to the back of the bus on the outside. A very dangerous thing to do. And on one of the comments on the article said, I hope he falls off and breaks his leg. The comment got lots of likes. There was another comment in retaliation, but this comment got much fewer likes. And I think this is not a very nice thing to say at all. A nasty comment, and what more depressing, it got a lot of likes as well. And I've come across other Daily Mail articles with mean comments on them, so that also depressed me as well. And then a few years ago, there was a story on the Jeremy Vine show. For those who don't know, the Jeremy Vine show is like a radio show where they discuss certain topics, certain things that have happened in the news, and people ring in and text in and give their opinions. So a few years ago, there was a story on the Jeremy Vine show about some Extinction Rebellion protesters who attempted to climb on top of a train in London, but some people dragged them down and kicked them. I thought at the time that this was nasty and wrong, while I thought that what the Extinction Rebellion protesters did was wrong. I also thought that the public's retaliation was also wrong. What they should have done instead was perform a citizen's arrest, but they took it too far. The public assaulted them, which is illegal, and in my opinion, they should have been prosecuted for that. But what they should have done instead was perform a citizen's arrest, which would have been perfectly legal. Maybe some people did do that, but it seemed quite a few people were dragging them down and kicking them, which I thought was, nasty and wrong. And a woman on the Jeremy Vine show said, I enjoyed that. I remember that's what sticks in my mind the most. I can't remember anything else from the show, but that's what sticks in my mind the most. The woman said she saw it on the TV in the morning. She said, I enjoyed that when she saw the protesters being kicked on TV, and I thought, what a wicked thing to say. And again, I don't agree with these climate change protesters by any means. I don't agree with what they're doing. I think they're going about it the wrong way with these disruptive protests, whether it's spilling milk on shop floors or climbing on trains, and it's causing disruption and inconvenience to the public. But to kick them, I think, is nasty and wrong. I don't agree with that at all. So, and I think it shows the British public in a very dim light that we're a violent race of people who, at the slightest bit of inconvenience, start kicking people. So, no, don't agree with that at all. I think they should have, performed a citizen's arrest and called the police, and that would have been perfectly fine. I do think what the protesters did was wrong. I don't agree with it. I think they should have been, punished. but maybe a few weeks in prison, something like that. But I don't agree with that they should have been kicked. No, I don't agree with that at all. And then in July 2024, there was a story on the Jeremy Vine show where a farmer threw silage over someone camping on his field. I thought this was very nasty. Lots of people on the show were saying the farmer did the right thing, depressingly. But there were at least some people who thought that it was nasty and wrong. So at least not everyone thought the farmer did the right thing, but a lot of people who phoned in or texted in did, unfortunately. And you know, a lot of farmers aren't very nice people. They're often very protective of their land, and yeah, they can be quite aggressive. Can farmers? I remember I was once on a walk with my parents, and we just I remember I just saw some kittens, and I went to look at them, and this angry farmer came in a Jeep or something, and started telling us off, and they were trespassing, and so yeah. So all these incidents have proved to me that most people are not very nice. It's clear that nice people are the minority in our society, especially in British society. These incidents and others make me feel very depressed. I just don't feel like talking to anyone or making friends with anyone. The only exception is other people with learning difficulties who tend to be nicer. And another thing that really depresses me is how people treat others who are different, weird, have a disability, or have learning difficulties. For example, my mum told me that someone's wife who has Asperger's was bullied at work and came home in tears every night, and I bet she was relatively normal compared to a lot of autistic people. You know, I dread to think how someone like the kind of people I used to go to school with, because I went to a special needs school, several special needs schools, how they would be treated at that workplace. You know, I dread to think, you know, we're talking about people who are obviously disabled and very weird as well. I've come across a lot of very weird autistic people at my school. Like there was a girl who used to randomly like blurt out things, like she'd say in the middle of class randomly, she'd say things like squidgy skin and squidgy skin, squeeze it really tight, and think just random things like that. I dread to think how someone like that would be treated at that workplace, or any workplace, to be honest. It's yeah, really sad. One thing I hate about society is how people stare, give funny looks, make fun of and treat differently those who have learning difficulties and or act weird in public. You know, we should be, it's a human trait that I really dislike. You know, how people stare and give funny looks and mock those who have disabilities, or those who are, you know, act weird in public. You know, if you're different and you're treated badly, and you know, if you're weird, you're treated badly, and that's just wrong. You should treat others the same, whether they're a weirdo or not. Just treat them the same. I mean, you might, you don't know what's going to happen to you. You might get dementia when you get old, or something might happen to you. You might develop a mental health condition. You might go crazy. So have a bit of respect and empathy for those who are mentally challenged. And even if they're not mentally challenged, that they're still a bit weird. Just accept them for who they are. Don't treat them differently or make fun of them, because that's not very nice. So yeah. So those are the reasons why I don't think most people are very nice. Hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe give it a like if you agreed with it, and yeah, I might do some more vlogs in the future, but yeah, a bit of a depressing one today, but anyway, that's all for now, and thanks for watching. Bye.